The big announcement is here. It is pretty much what we all were speculating, but what does it mean overall? We're, of course, talking about Luna's announcement, and it looks like indeed there will be this task force that we thought would happen, and it's not just about UFOs, it's disclosure in general. And she hinted at that in the video yesterday that we talked about. She had done an interview kind of hinting at exactly kind of what we thought it would be, but she made a statement here today. So we're going to look at the statement and look at a follow-up interview that was made as well, and then we'll give our thoughts on it. So here is a look at the statement that she made in announcing this new group.
It is with profound honor that I have been entrusted by Speaker Mike Johnson and Chairman James Comer to lead the House Oversight Task Force on Declassification of Federal Secrets. Together with the help of the White House, our intelligence allies, the Department of Defense, the Department of Justice, we will be conducting investigations into the following: the assassinations of JFK, RFK, and Dr. Martin Luther King, unidentified aerial phenomena, also known as UAPs, unidentified submerged objects, also known as USOs, the Epstein client list, the origins of COVID-19, and the 9/11 files.
You know, when I'm doing my out of the theater reactions, I have a pretty solid set of like personal opinions that I have as soon as I see the movie and that I form after I see it. However, I do like to listen to what other people are thinking, even if they have a completely different view of mine. And I think about the same thing when it comes to news. Now, I know that a lot of you people are looking for a new news outlet. I know that you are. And if you're looking for a source that keeps facts fair and it keeps it balanced, you got to check out Straight Arrow News, because they are all about cutting through the noise, and Americans have actually rated their reporting as right down the middle. If you're watching this channel, that's what we try to do, right down the middle. So I use SAN to research a lot of the topics that I talk about on Down to Earth. I do a lot of the research of stuff that's going on in the news in general, so I'm well read about it. Their app helps me gather insights and different perspectives. So check out Straight Arrow News for yourself. You go to san.com/Harloff. Now, subscribing through my link, it supports both me and an amazing organization. So check it out. Link is in the description. And here's the article itself. Anna Polina Luna to lead the task force on the declassification of JFK assassination records, Epstein client list. They leave out UFOs, of course. Anna Polina Luna will lead a new task force focused on the declassification of federal secrets, including the assassination of JFK, RFK, Martin Luther King, and other documents in the public interest. House Oversight Committee, James Comer, they appointed her to lead the task force. Luna is expected to focus on everything, on this declassification of materials in the public interest, including the client list of Epstein, the files relating to September 11th, COVID-19 origins, UFOs, and more. Fox News has learned that Comer and Luna are sending letters to necessary agencies to kick off the declassification investigations. Sources told Fox News Digital that Comer and Luna sent letters to the State Department, Department of Energy, and the CIA for documents relating to the origins of COVID-19, the National Security Agency, and CIA for records relating to JFK, MLK, and RFK assassinations, the Department of Defense, and the CIA for 9/11 files, and to the Justice Department for documents relating to Epstein. The creation of the task force comes after President Donald Trump signed an executive order telling the Director of National Intelligence and other appropriate officials to present a plan for the full and complete release of all JFK assassination records within 15 days. He also ordered that the officials immediately review the records relating to JFK and MLK assassinations and present a plan for their full and complete release within 45 days.
Let's bring in Douglas Brinkley, presidential historian and history professor at Rice University. Douglas, good to see you as always. Here is RFK Jr. talking about his father's assassination on the All In podcast back in May. Watch this.
Do you believe they murdered or were involved in the murder of your uncle?
The CIA, yes, they were definitely involved in the murder and the 60-year cover-up. They're still not releasing the papers that legally they have to release. But I don't think there's any doubt.
Douglas, your thoughts on this executive order signed by President Trump, and within a matter of days, he wants to see the plan to finally release all of it, not hold anything back from the CIA.
I think the time has come to release all of these documents. we have so many conspiracy theories going out there, and over a period of time, batches have been released, but we might as well just get this done with and see what happened. Bobby Kennedy Jr., I've spoken to him over the years. He's been on a hobby horse about believing the CIA killed his father. I'm not of that school, but he's taken the time to actually go meet Sirhan Sirhan, the charged and imprisoned assassin, and Bobby Jr. wanted him released. Coretta Scott King and the King family, particularly Dexter, went to meet James Earl Ray, who killed King, and they believed Ray was innocent. So, there's been this confusion in the country on all three assassinations, and this should be the last big step. But we will never know if things were destroyed somewhere along the line. Let's see if any redactions are still hanging in there. But the argument now, after 50 years, that it's we have to keep holding on to this stuff. I think transparency is good now, just like Frank Church, a Democrat of Idaho, did after Watergate. There are these moments where you got to let this stuff out, and Trump committed to it, and he lived through with it with that executive order.
I'm so confused with all of this. I really am, because he kind of says it in that interview too, right? It's like, yes, you get to a point where you're so far removed from it that most of the people that were involved in it in general are probably all gone, right? But it's a matter of the protection of the agency is what it seems like it would be if this did come out that, let's just go with that last interview, that RFK was assassinated by the CIA. I mean, that's a major story all in itself, whether or not it's all those people are gone or not. It's still going to come out, and it's going to be a major story with a lot of head scratching and saying, well, how does this happen? And all those conspiracy theories and all those things that people said, you're crazy to think that. It was one person with JFK. It was Lee Harvey Oswald. And oh, no, it was exactly who it was. That they said it was Martin Luther, that's who killed Martin Luther King. That's who killed RFK. That's it. And then it's like, well, actually, no, those conspiracy theories were actually true. The problem also is then everyone goes, well, wait a minute. If those were true, then what about the other ones that everyone said was crazy about? Let's start. And that's why you have this force now with Luna and all that. And ideally, what you hope when you get something like this is, okay, this is what you hope for. You go, all right, well, you're going to really do this, and you're going to put together this crew to get the transparency out there. We're going to get answers on all of these topics. Now you're going to dive into the UFO topic, which we've been talking about in this community forever, of getting those people in there that are really going to knock on the doors and find the information out and find out what really did happen at Roswell or Arizona, or the things, a lot of these different things that have been covered up. What's the real information? That's what you hope happens inside of these things. The fear that I always have with this is that, and I if you're new to this channel, you probably still have heard me quote this a million times over, and that's George Knapp. They're better at their job than we are, the people who've been covering this up for that long. And this dude said it also. The amount of things that have probably been destroyed inside of that. And it's like, hey, this is the new task force. Yeah, listen, we need all those documents. You just give them to us. Oh, you just want them? Oh, okay, here you go. Yeah. Are they redacted? Yeah. Well, can you not do that? No, they're all redacted. What about that page? Why is that missing? I don't know. It's just been missing. What about that page there? We need that page. We don't know what that is. It's been gone for like 20 years. Oh, well, can you get it back? No. I feel like those are going to be the conversations. Hey, can we get the information? No, you can't have that. Why not? It's classified. Well, we have clearance that it is. Oh, you do have clearance? Give us a day. Okay, here you go. Where's all that stuff? Oh, we don't have that anymore. But you had it 2 days ago. No, we didn't. It's those types of things that you're like, if there's like an announcement of what I don't think is happening is, hey guys, they just announced this whole thing, this group. So all the stuff that we have, the jig is up. They're gonna find us out now. Of course not. I just don't. In theory, I love the idea of it. I love the idea of it. Thinking that there's this group of people that are actually going to have the power to get all this stuff. Now, how much is, the president and everybody else getting behind this crew? And clearly they're going to have the help of RFK on this one, because he's going to want to find out what the hell happened. Even he's openly said it, as you saw in that interview clip, that he believes that the CIA was responsible for his father's death. He's probably also, if you ask him, probably is also convinced that the CIA is involved in his uncle's death. He's been one of these people that has said, when he was running, he said that he would get the information and want the information to come out about what the UFOs really are, how much we really know. So it's like one of these things where, and I saw some people saying this is their battle against the deep state. This is the battle against it. This is the first kind of wave of it. And I don't know, I guess when it comes to this stuff, I guess I become more of a skeptic when it comes to, well, this is the final, this is it. Now we're going to find out all the information now. I just can't imagine that even if they did find stuff and they're like, hey, look, you know what we found out about this topic? We actually found out that this person was responsible for it. That's what we found out. And that person is still around, and that person contributed to your campaign. Are we going to throw that person out? We're going to do that. And we actually know that this person, who's long gone, is involved in it, but they're very well connected to this person that is very much alive and is very powerful and is threatening to say this if we release that information. It's messy. So I would love to have conversations with any of the people on this to find out, like, how do you really convince us that you're going to get stuff done? Or it's not just going to be like, it's just a new job. Yeah, you remember it's like that scene in the movie. It's like, well, we put together this club thinking that everybody would show up every week, but nobody ever showed up. So it's a cool club. We just don't really have many meetings. Or is this kind of a groundbreaking thing? Because as I've been saying over the last couple of days covering this particular story, the most frustrated person when it comes to the UFO thing and the disclosure of this inside of the government has been Luna, in my opinion. So by them appointing her, you have, let's stick to the UFO topic of this, and you have Burchett or anybody else now who can, you would assume, say, okay, well, let's go to the committee now and say, hey, this is the stuff that we want to explore. Can we get warrants here? Can we, hey, Ross Coulthart, the information, you know the whereabouts of this big old UFO that they can't move. Tell us and let us find it. They probably know anyway. Find that thing. Release that information. What can be, because it does it change the declassification of certain things? This group? So we kind of knew that this group was coming. The question is, what powers do they have? That wasn't really said inside of this. That should have been said inside the announcement. We're putting it, and I guess as they say, well, we're going to announce more people as time goes on. When they announce those people, they then say, okay, we have those people. Now this is what we're actually going to have the ability to do. So, new task force. That's it. What do you think? Is it going to be something? Is it going to be nothing? Put your comments in there. Let me know. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 50,000. We're not too far away. We hope that you'll be part of it. You can join. You can be a member today if you want to do that. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you, and we'll see you back on the show tomorrow. Bye-bye.